And welcome back. It's time for Yay or Nay on the Wrap. First up, Beyonce, Madonna, Cher, Prince, Shaq, Hillary. Well, some American women believe that, unlike Beyonce, Madonna, Cher, Prince, or Shaq, the former Secretary of State, former Senator, and former First Lady Hillary Clinton should not be referred to by just her first name, arguing that referring to the possible future president on a first name basis is yet another example of workplace inequality and simply reinforces gender stereotypes. Can I go home now?
Yeah.
On the other hand, others argue that it helps make her more personable and say using her first name serves as a distinction from her husband, aka the other Clinton, Bill. Whatever the case, Mrs. Clinton was referred to as Hillary 4 times more than President Obama was referred to as Barack when they ran against each other in 2008. And yes, somebody actually kept track of this. But Clinton is not alone in the single name game. President Eisenhower was called Ike. President Roosevelt was called Teddy, the first one. Mitt Romney was often called Mitt. And even Jeb Bush printed bumper stickers calling himself Jeb because there might be some other Bushes around. Anyway, is using just Hillary sexist, Lisa Jandovitz?
No, I don't think so at all. I think that's ridiculous to say that. And you had just made the point that we're not going to call her Clinton because of Bill.
Right.
And you know what? It's actually kind of cool. If you're known just by your first name, then you're pretty special. There should be no insult taken with that.
Heather?
Yeah, and she's loving it. Isn't she making all those posters and the phone covers and all this stuff?
Ready
that
for
she's got?
Hillary.
They just say ready for Hillary. She has no problem with it. I have no problem with it. And anyone who does has too much time on their hands.
We're all in agreement. In fact, I was going to raise the example of Jeb. Everybody calls him Jeb. So, no, there's not.
Because there's a couple of George Bushes around,
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
Look, this is a journalism thing, people, as well. Now, whenever I'm writing, I just don't keep saying President Obama over and over again, and I never just call him Obama, by the way, because I think it's disrespectful to the office regardless of who's holding it. But then I can't just keep saying president, I have to refer to him as Mr. Obama, the commander-in-chief, the former Illinois senator, whatever you got to do. So, yeah, Hillary, Bill. You can't say Hillary Clinton over and over again.
When she's president,
Right.
will you call her President Clinton?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you won't call her Hillary anymore.
No.
Right, because there was 2 President Bushes.
Right.
People will get
Right,
which
right.
one is president, even though some would argue that maybe Bill would be president. That's-
Yeah, but see, that's
2 for 1
that's
deal.
kind of the interesting question, because if she becomes president, same with Obama. I'm the same thing. He's not a
Not gonna
friend
call
of mine. I
Barack,
wouldn't call him
right.
Barack, and I
Right.
wouldn't call her Hillary.
yeah. Anyway, if she becomes president. NASA says we will find alien life in the next 10 to 20 years. Good Lord. Yep, top scientists now saying that it's no longer a question of if, but when. They even know exactly where to look, specifically Mars, really, Jupiter's moons, and possibly Saturn as well. But don't think they're going to find little green Martians like this. Yep, there we are. Oh, my.
We're not green.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad.
I think I like my tattoo body better.
What's that movie with Sarah Jessica Parker where they put her head on the dog?
Oh, yeah.
Mars Attacks.
Mars Attacks.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I look like. Not just Sarah Jessica
That is
Parker, but
funny.
it is very disproportionate
Looks
to the
like
body that I
Fantastic
have.
Four. I don't know.
Yeah, wow. Thanks for that, control room. We appreciate that. Anyway,
desire.
they're more likely to find microbes? Yes. So should President Obama put forward legislation to grant amnesty to these new alien life forms? Yay or nay, Rick Unger?
Well, none of you knew my first grade teacher, Mrs. Casey, but I'm pretty convinced that alien life has already been here. So.
Fascinating. Heather?
Yeah.
No amnesty for the aliens. It scares me. No.
Well, no amnesty. I mean, I'm thinking that they're just microbes. I'm not thinking that they're like what we saw on the screen. So I'm going to say no amnesty needed.
If they look anything like us, I am a nay. No amnesty for those aesthetically not pleasing people. Anyway, yep, there we are again. Boy, wow, Rick,
Aesthetically
you
not
look the most
pleasing.
alien-esque
Yes,
because
your
Yeah.
head fits perfectly
Yeah,
on
it
that
does.
weird
yeah,
neck.
and your skin color actually matches the light coming
I
from the UFO.
could actually do the old Conan O'Brien bit.
Almost,
the year
yeah.
2000, yeah.
Finally, President Obama now promising to act quickly to make a decision on whether or not to remove Cuba from the list of terrorism sponsoring countries. Interesting. He says he'll make said decision once he receives a State Department recommendation. Cuba's placement on the list is a remaining obstacle to the restoration of relations between Washington and Havana, something the president hopes to achieve by the Summit of the Americas in Panama City, not Florida, but Panama, on April 11th. So should Cuba be taken off the terror list, Mr. Unger?
There has not been an allegation of a Cuban involvement in terrorism in over 20 years. They should definitely be taken off.
But Heather, didn't they kill JFK?
Listen, it is time for them to be taken off, mainly because the Castros are not that young, and when their government fails, we need to be in there and in place, and we need to have a good relationship with them.
Lisa, quickly.
I would say yay, especially if the review and the evaluation is complete, yes.
Okay, and you guys all failed in that because your answer should have been C.
See.
Right? It's
C. Oh,
Cuban
that's
C.
right.
It's also a
Yes,
yes there.
absolutely.
There you
Bueno.
go.
Bueno.
Anyway, that's our show for tonight. Thank you all. Thank you, panel. Excellent job as usual. And we'll be back here on Newsmax tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Joe Concha. And thanks for stopping by, San Diego.